world.
I really think so. As for Alliance, how they can kind of fend this off is a core less track. Wow. Oh goodness, you walked in a little bit too deep, my friend.
He's going to cut through the tree line. Even the sun is turning against him at the moment. You actually get the regeneration from it, but disruption will come out. They move around him, looking for that heal. Not enough damage yet, but there it is. The Dazzle with the last hit in. Will go down the off lane. And Navi start game number 2 the way they started game number 1 with first blood. Funny, she found RK in the tree line. The VS, well actually there's a pickup stun coming down with a track follow-up, and Funny, he's actually going to go down here. Loader will get the last.
Not optimal at all, but depending on how aggressive Chessie gets, he might just get caught out here.
Well, he's standing pretty damn low. An FNG has an invis rune, so all he has to do is basically walk himself past here, shot it, and there you go. Straight past the line, drawn, and they all group up around it, get a perfect surround to follow up with the heal. Well, Admiral Bulldog's going to come in. Disruption. BS will have the stun as well. Trying to actually hold him in range of the tower with a wave of terror. Admiral Bulldog's a lot of damage being dealt, but of course, he's on the wrong side right now. The lightning will come in. Vincere, he's got Shutter Grape. He's going to get his teammate away to safety. There's 1 point up in soul assumption as far as charges go, but the plant field will ensure the kill. Vincere trying to TP out will not be successful.
Picked up the headdress as well as the chainmail, so that's the path he's going. I would have preferred the buckler so he can just give armor to the push, but
Smoke gang. Funny's coming on towards the top lane. He finds Loader going to drag it back. The rest of the line's pretty damn close, but then again at the same time, Loader is already dead. Disruption. There's already your first TPs coming in, and there's Chessie. He's a little bit too far away, but then again, telling him to speak up on a boss, drag him back. Magic missile stolen by Misery. Perfect control, especially when the dude comes through. And now the rest of Navi will actually die on the top lane with RK getting himself a double kill. Funny, Admiral Bulldog, you get the level death off, but not enough mana actually left for a dupe, which means Funny, he's going to jump himself in. The Eye of the Storm is looking for a lasso, can't find an opening, but they get the stun over on Admiral Bulldog. VS actually swapping Chessie's back in again. Keep the Firefly hit. Wave! Where's the field? Destroys one of them. And he's just been fighting an FNG with Misery back in the middle of this engagement. He ends up stealing Shadow Wave at the end of that, but the two. Chessie, the first hit, Eye of the Storm's very turned on. Yep, there goes Director's amount from Dendi. They already found Chessie, little drag stun, connects over on a Vods. Roshan's still not dead just yet, and the Vods, he's really melting underneath that Lestrak Edict. And VS, wow, Havos sorts himself away to safety, but puts Dendi into harm's way, meaning his ultimate net is now gone with the hero. And Roshan's just too low on life. Funny is staying close by, but they've lost the Dazzle. The VS has to back himself up. And Funny is watching closely, but he doesn't have anything apart from Blink Dagger to get himself in. Sticking Napalm's not really going to help him out here. And Roshan belongs to Alliance as well.
That was actually just game winning straight up. If I was Dendi in that situation, I'd be
Funny. He found an opening. They got Admiral Bulldog dragging him back. The weave's already starting over on Funny, not to mention take away the armor there of Admiral Bulldog. And Chessie being perched up. FNG just wants out, but Dendi is considering sticking around. But maybe with the telekinesis into Stolen Crypt Swarm. Taking out the ST, sticking around should not happen. Funnick actually getting doomed up as well. Familiar to right yourself. Now in comes Loader. Man, that Pulse Nova was doing some heavy lifting during the last engagement. And it's doing the same thing again. Funnick will die low, Vincere dies high. Admiral Bulldog even chasing in very close.
Losing much, or if anything. And that's without, no, that's with just the Mech on Razor and just the Blink Dagger on Doom, who kind of came late to the engagement anyway, or kind of just lingered around. Now they're going to reinitiate, get the big visage.
They're going on to Arcade right now. The SD Disruptor's already gone off the floor. Shutter Grape will protect him. Chessie just wants to run himself out, then again he might turn himself around him for this one, of course. Dying into the tree lines to Arcade. While Admiral Bulldog still in the middle of that exorcism. Not to mention the Familiars, that brings him down. And a little bit further west, Chessie. Is there Blink Dagger back off cooldown? Yes, there is. Flame Break as well, but it only triggers the Aegis to the Immortal. Misery is able to get himself off that bottom lane. And now they need a little bit more control on Chessie to bring him down. Funnick, he's keeping clear of the Plaster Field. Blink Dagger's off cooldown again, so he can blink himself up for a sticky napalm, but waiting for the initiation point. And Chessie, he's the one at the front lines, but then again, so is Admiral Bulldog. And now they come in, they purge up the Razor, the Blink Lasso. Well, that's over on Loader at the moment, while Chessie trying to run himself away from this one. But then again, the Meg Charge forced up away. He's out. Home and Home said he can't keep up with it. Maybe his spirits can, however. The Lasso dragging Dendi down. He needs a little bit more life, a little bit more time, but he does not have it. RK again. This Visage is 7-1-5 at the moment. And the Familiar's doing some from a new, freshly planted one on the other side of the river. But that means they must be up into the Radiant jungle if they want to try and fight that. So they're going to trigger off their weave already. Is there a lasso? Yeah, there is. Admiral Bulldog being dragged back, and man, he dies quickly. Loader jumps in, balls up with the stun. The Familiars are causing some real problems at the moment, but then again, with Denny leading Loader up and towards the air, another silence actually a force up, getting him out of range of that Crypt Swarm. A Vods keeps throwing the sunset. They want Loader out of these engagements. Same with these damn Familiars who are coming back in again. And a Vods, the Shallow Grave, the only keeping alive, force up out of range of the plants of field, return, pull, toss back in. The denial also, wow, that was quick. He got that even after the end of the Shallow Grave and the Doom going down. But Dendi, you're accepting again. He's going to try and have a crank here at Chessie. They've got him really slowed up. The VS stun will be there after we do see a Force buying back. They do not want to lose the Roshan this time around. Force off cooldown for Funnick. He's going to bring down one of the Familiars here of Arcade. He's got a new setup in 16 seconds, however. But suddenly want to go for another kill. They've got sticky napalm. They have Denny on the front lines. There goes your other Familiar. Misery still in the neighborhood. The Yule Scepter sending him up. It's a defensive Crypt Swarm from Misery. And now in comes Loader and Admiral Bulldog. The punishment might be a little bit too much there for Funnick at the same time. One last attack in from the Death Prophet to ensure that Loader does drop an divorce. Now he's in trouble. Meg's available, Vincere. Okay, that's a really premature Shallow Grave. He's going to TP out, that's the reason why. He realizes, well, divorce is up to you to get yourself out of this one, and he will not. The Familiars, it's perfect Chainstone coming out from Arcade. They're just trying to hold him out though without having to really commit to that. Not to mention that weave is starting to really have this effect with the wave of terror. Bulldog's actually at -4 armor, -5 armor. So they bring down the tower, but then can be a swap. Chessie! Whoa! With no armor, he just melts, and then in comes Denny with the ultimate. He already got it off even after he got doomed. Before he got doomed, and now they're trying to chase him down. Getting Denny towards the front lines, get that Exorcism in range. 4-star. Familiar drop down will come in. And Denny is trying to keep going after Arcade. He's the easier target. Familiar drop down, now the Yule Scepter. He comes in point blank range, the Spirits just tack directly into the Visage. And they will pick him off, so that's both the Razor and the Visage going down. At least the Familiar birds.
It's just not worth it, and I'm not sure if this investment was the correct one. I think he needed a BKB this game.
I don't know if Alliance is looking to actually try and find this one. The Weave's already having an effect. FNG though, the Familiar birds will bring him down. Not to mention the follow-ups onto Denny. Shallow Grave will buy him a little bit of time. Admiral Bulldog getting swapped down a long way while 4-star from Vincere trying to get him out, but 10 to level dead. It came and destroys him off, and now it's Misery. He actually ended up stealing the swap from a Voss, so he's going to try on a Voss. He's chasing down Misery underneath the tower. But it ends up being a fruitless effort. For a way in, a blink to lasso with a 4-star BKB in 2 seconds time, and then Funnick can jump into this one. Loader, I think it's going to be the primary target. He's already got the weave on him and a -11 armor. Exorcism will go in Loader. Wow, okay, there goes his life points. A little bit further out, they actually bring down the Razor as well. 2 cores down for Alliance. He said it wasn't the time to push. They got themselves a range racks, but losing 2 cores for 1.
Almost perma haste and that kind of damage coming out of her ultimate right at this stage in the game, along with the fact that she has Shivas and Yules to grant herself.
Of course, fighting the Bulldogs. They've made out the BKB again. That's a 5-second BKB now, and the Doom is going to be used over on Vincere. While Avos, with that very aggressive swap, threw himself right to the middle of Arcade as well as Misery. He buys, actually he bought a blade before death.
That one disable that could lock you in place and get you popped in half a second. And so he's suffering so much. He's gonna go into this team fight right now. If he's at the front lines, he's gonna pop again.
Firefly, the smoke's already been broken. Divorce in the front lines. There goes just done. And the Lasso, he actually glanced onto Admiral Bulldog. Divorce being melted down by Familiars, but it's the Aegis Immortal that will be lost right now. The Doom is cast on FNG, so there's no extra control coming out from him. But Loader caught out. Divorce back to one living. And look at the damage output. He's hitting so hard in. They're on -18 armor on Misery. The Ghost Scepter is what's keeping him alive. The Flamebreak as well. They can't get close enough. We've got to pause because Divorce, he's DC'd out in the middle of the engagement. There's no Poppy to pause this game. He's going to reconnect back in again. But, well, Denny can move up and take Misery. I think Arcade's already away to safety. Not to mention he's still walking around with 40 points of armor. So the easier kill is to kill off the hero who doesn't have a blink dagger, doesn't have 4-star, and doesn't actually have his Ghost Scepter. So Funnick, 4-star up. They're going to attack him. Okay, they got it. Geometru's Signs also being dropped on the deck. And then he did actually catch up to Arcade. He's right behind him with these spirits, but does he see that armor really going to work? Crypt Swarm as well. Arcade, one charge is keeping him alive. Dendi, Crypt Swarm off cooldown now. He can't get himself in range though to throw the last hit. And they're going to back themselves up. come in, he's going to trigger the BKB almost instantly. The familiars are right next to him.
Alliance.
And the wave of terror, but look in the wrong direction. Alliance is to the right, and dendi. He's the one to get initiated on. The Shadow Grave's going to keep him alive. He's got the Yule Scepter still available as well. There's cheese, and he won't use any of them.
Almost.
Yeah, he's zoomed up. He'll go down as well. Navi made the wrong decision just then. And it was because they didn't have the vision for it. They have an observer ward up on top of the cliff, but that came out before the fight began. But they decided to go left. The crew swarm as well. Admiral Bulldog gets the blame break, actually pushing Loader outside the pit. Roshan 500 life points. In they come. Who's going to actually claim his life? Funnick into that refresher. He's got the. It's actually killed off by the Radiant Cyber, snatched by the Batrider. She's is also still on the deck. Arcade. He doesn't have that one. Loader. He's actually going to melt inside the pit. The Firefly is underneath them all. Funnick will finally go down to the plasma field. But as the Aegis Demonic will bring him back up again. Dendi, Yule Scepting Bulldog up and towards the air. Funny flicked himself down and out to safety, and she sniped out the Impis rune, which managed to spawn during the middle of the entire engagement.
Single target that could just remove or proc the Lincoln before the Doom comes in. Not to mention, I'm not even sure if Doom is the only thing he's scared of.
Funny, he's in. He's got Admiral Bulldog. There goes the Dendi ultimate. They're going to bring down Admiral Bulldog before the fight can begin. The main touch will go for Dendi. Too much damage. The Shallow Graves get back out. The Exorcism stolen by Vincere. We need to get more distance here. Empty disruption. They're just coming out again. The jump out. The crop. He's down the sidelines. And Admiral Bulldog back to world living. Shiva's guard slowing down all of Navi. Funny force-upping BK beating himself away. The refresher will allowed to do so. Now Vincere actually locked to the wrong side. The Ghost Scepter, he evaded the last tech there from Funnick, and now Loader, they kill each other and they both drop their gems, but Navi gets completely wiped on that front, and the only thing it really cost Alliance was a Rubik and a buyback from Admiral Bulldog. She's taken up by Death Prophet, Aegis onto the Vengeful Spirit, so you can have a double Vods coming into the next game, and they lost another bird as well. Funnick being picked up, thrown back down again. The Doom's on him, SD Disruption, try and buy some time. Denny Oldie is still up and running. FNG into the tree line. Funnick, the Shallow Grave, keeping him alive a little bit longer, but it's Loader who will pick himself up a double kill, that Pulse Nova, going through the life points of Navi. Coming out from the Batrider, a 4-man silence from Dendi. VS, he's in through the rear, pops the BKB, Funnick, dragging back Chessie as Dendi though has to Yule Scepter himself up towards the edge. Still a bit of savings to make charge, keeping Chessie alive to fight another day of Vods. He's still trying to battle up against his Razor. He's successful at doing so. He's also got the Aegis Immortal battling up against Arcade. Needs another attack. Shallow Grave buys him the time. Wave of Terror sees him in the corner. Force up back down again. And Vods goes up getting stunned up. Finally gets the attack in there. And Admiral Bulldog, silence on the front line. VS, well, looking for a bit of a swap action. That's coming out from Midashim, swapping Vincere into the fight. And Admiral Bulldog, 150 life points. Loader, it's a triple kill for a boss. The man who had no damage is now pumping it out with that Deadless. Waiting for Misery to hit the deck. Magic Missile and Death Prophet Shiva's guard going through that Ghost Scepter that was meant to protect him from the physical damage. And Admiral Bulldog,
now, as you said, with the refresher orb, they're going to push this, and they're going to have a 60-second, full-minute exorcism. And they're going to push this issue here, because they probably still have... No, the cheese is gone.
Oh, it's swapped. Vods, he got Chessie. They got the poison touch on him, slowing him down to a Vods. He died almost instantly, however. Not the plan that was there. And Dendi, he's actually giving his damage back over right now to Chessie. The E-Blade trying to protect him. Admiral Bulldog back out again. And Yule Scepter up towards the air for Dendi. Refresh has been triggered, but he's currently doomed up, so he can't get his ulti combination off. Picked up and towards the air, throw him back down again. They're trying to keep him alive. A Shallow Grave, a little bit premature, turns back into the engagement. Vincere with the extra heal. Dendi, he's got Yule Scepter again, but can't get himself up towards the air in time. While Vincere getting chased down by Misery, RK as well as Chessie going west. You got East, FNG and Funnick. They've actually called out Admiral Bulldog. 4 napalm stacks, they've got the poison stack as well. Admiral Bulldog 5 napalm stacks into the Firefly. Loader's coming back with the Pulse Nova. Just trying to battle up at a force. Back to the wall of the living. Trying to fight this one up. His own BKB swapping up, trying to buy some distance here. Loader not dead yet. The flame break from Funnick will be able to successfully do so. A force, man, the Shallow Grave, they're still there. Trying to keep him alive. A force, a quick stump, and he is now down. Almost 2 minutes on the sideline. On the plasma field, chasing down FNG. They're diving in deep. The poison charges finally go down. Chessie, but Lasso out from Funnick. Denny back in the fight again. A double kill for Funnick. It's a refreshed exorcism that's already going to work. Yule Scepter sending Admiral Bulldog in towards the air. The BKB will protect Chessie. Admiral Bulldog triggering his own. I think they can't decide. They're going west, they're going east. They can't find a target. Admiral Bulldog, now they finally go east for him, but Funnick, he's got 4 stuff on cooldown in 3 seconds time. He's trying to chase up the Admiral Bulldog, but they're too far away. They don't see him. They don't see anybody. They're looking around the tree lines, but they can't see him. and then walks out and finds Dendi. Dendi for the quick hanks, but the exit system is worn off. Punic is here, last on cooldown, 9 seconds, flame break. Admiral Bulldog, how much life wins he got? The BKB still on cooldown, 4 staffed over into the tree line. The Firefly, just kicking on top of him, he'll go down. Ben's called part of the fight. The Shovel Grave will still be available now for this engagement. The Pleasantville, they can't find him here. Misery, he's burning up right now. Punic will TP himself away to safety. Meanwhile, get some distance. That static link was actually wasted just then. Is Denny going to refresh it for this? Admiral Bulldog's coming up. The Doom's already over on Denny. That's a 4-star from away. Admiral Bulldog, he got his secondary Doom over on Punic. Shovel Grave will keep Punic alive for now. While the fourth trying to battle up against Misery, but these Ghost Scepters and E-Blades are causing him so much trouble. He ran into the Alliance base just to die. Maybe he's looking for a nice place to bury his own.
Oh dear.
And it's actually Arcade. Arcade's gonna keep his span score. Whoa. That's quick. The Hex will come. Van score turn to a Piglet. Couldn't get his Shovel Grave off in time. He'll find himself back in the game, and Denny will trigger the ultimate off. The Eul Scepter sending Loader up into towards the air, and Denny, he's just running out balls deep into the middle of Loader. He's taking so much damage. Admiral Bulldog following him up as well, and Denny's down. This is big right now. Alliance, they could be taking the victory. But the Shovel Grave keeping alive just a little bit longer, but it's not long enough. GG is the call coming up from FNG. They've lost too many players, too many heroes, and the game will belong to Alliance. And Alliance and Navi, the first teams to play here in the new season of the D2CL, will go 1-1. But it's not the end of the night. Make sure you do not turn your live stream off. Team Empire will be playing up next up against Team Tinker. It is our two-game series of the night. And Clairvoyance, I know you were lost for words before on that bottom fight, but, well, I say the bottom fight, the mid to bottom fight.